Okay, so have you ever had those times in life where you feel shitty? You just feel shitty. You've said something shitty, you've done something shitty, you've gotten shit-faced. You're just a shitty person. Shitty, shit. Shitty, shit, shit, shit. And then you stay awake all night, running through everything everyone's ever said to you, all the bad things that people have said to you. And you just stay up all night listening to that itty bitty shitty committee that's in your head. It's like a tape recorder. Well, if you've done that, welcome to the club. We often scrub toilets. They're called shitters. And sometimes we get tired of cleaning toilets. We get tired of cleaning shitters. And then sometimes we make shitty comments about other people's shitters that look like shit. And we're harsh judges of shit. And we used to have our cleaning capacity abilities inspected. Yes, we had to pass tests. They had to pass muster. And so I'm thankful that I am no longer in that shitty job of having to clean other people's shitters. I'm glad I just have my own shitter to worry about, and I don't have to clean up other people's shit. Ugh. Okay, moving right along in our Bible study. We are now in Job, chapter 38, the book of Job. The Lord speaks. Now it's the Lord's turn to speak. And the Lord, remember, he's the one that kind of set Job up. The Lord and Satan set Job up. And it's a test. And Governor Cuomo says we need more testing. We need antibody testing in an aggressive way. We need to aggressively test. And if kids get things wrong, you should smack their knuckles with a ruler. Just kidding. No, if kids learn by spinning around on the floor, let them spin around on the floor. That's what I did with my daughter. They all have different learning styles. Okay, then the Lord answered Job out of the storm. And he said, now you gotta imagine, the Lord's gotta have a booming voice. So he said, "Who is this that darkens my counsel with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man." What about like a woman? Why don't you brace yourself like a woman? Damn. Women have to brace themselves too. "Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you will answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand." Well, I was there with God when the earth's foundation was being laid because the Bible says so. Before the beginning of the foundations of the earth, I knew you. And before I was knit in my mother's womb, God already knew me. So I must have existed in a time when the earth wasn't even formed. We were just floating around out in dark nothingness together. Just me and God. And then we decided to have a baby. Yep. And then we had to have a place to put the baby. So we needed to have a footstool, an earth footstool. I wanted something to rest my feet on. I was tired after delivering our baby, our only begotten son. Yep, that makes sense. So that's a lot of work to be that creative. But if you read your Bible, you'll understand that you're a part of it. So, who marked off its dimensions? Well, you can read Archimedes in the Door of Science. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? Have you ever guys heard of a plumb line? It's like a fishing line or a DNA strand. It goes on for a long time. It can go on for a long time. And then it can form like a infinity sign. It can be like the circle of life with a twist in the middle. It's called, yeah. It's also a number 8. 8 is enough. Kids. To repopulate the whole earth, according to the Bible. So, who marked off its measuring line? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? That would be Jesus. Yeah. while the morning stars sang together, because stars sing, and singing with the stars and dancing with the stars, and all the angels shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb? Wow, I knew it. I knew that ocean was just one great big amniotic fluid full of life, just like your mommy's womb is full of saline salt water, and you were swimming with a little tail once, like a mermaid or a merman, and then you was a race, and then you reached the egg and fertilized it, and then you became either a man or a woman or a hermaphrodite or a creature or something. When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness, when I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place. So there's crossing the bar is what ships do when they go out to ocean. Also, you cross the bar when you die. And then if you're a lawyer, you have to pass a bar exam. And then if you are a lawyer, you might go to a bar and celebrate your winnings, your cases, and think you're hot shit. When I said, "This far you may come and no farther," here is where your proud waves halt. Yep, that's when your life runs out. You can go that far, no farther. Unless, of course, you're a writer, then you can go as far as you want. Writers never die. They just get retold their stories. Have you ever given orders to the morning? Yes, I have. Doesn't always listen, and I don't always get what I want, but I do give orders to the morning. And I've had people give me orders when I've been in mourning. They just said, "Get over it." That was really full of empathy. While I'm grieving, just get over it. Get back to work. Or shown the dawn its place, that it might take the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it. Ooh. So wicked people get shaken out of this earth. Sometimes innocent people do too. They just do. The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. Yep. The wicked are denied their light, and their upraised arm is broken. Wow, that can happen to little kids sometimes, though. It's nothing to do with them. It's the wicked parents that try to break their children's bones. That's horrible. I remember one of my girls broke a finger playing basketball. That was not fun. And then she also fractured her arm jumping or falling off of a bunk bed. That wasn't fun. Wow. So, thank God, I'm pretty sure I've never done anything like that to my kids. Been angry at them, but I don't think I've ever attacked them like that. Nor would I. And then thank God their dad never attacked me that way either, because that's happened to some women. Broken bones. That's not nice. So if that's the kind of person you are, you might want to consider stopping it. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea or walked in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? They've been shown to me. I've read Dante's Inferno, and I've read Paradise Lost, and I've read a lot of Greek mythology, and all about Hades, and I've been through hell. Yep. Have you seen the gates of the shadow of death? Yep. I've talked to forensic police officers that took lots of pictures of the worst of humanity, and that's not a fun job. And some of their coworkers committed suicide after a job like that. And The man I know who was a forensic photographer, he's a very gentle man, and his daughter is very sweet. She works in the healthcare community, and she told me on those shitty days to go home and put on the Fugs and listen to the Fugs, Wide, Wide River. Yeah, that's a good song, especially for Sunday, going to church on Sunday. I'm listening to the news. Okay. Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. Yes, if you haven't, you should watch Koyaanisqatsi. It's a great film. What is the way to the abode of light? And where does darkness reside? Well, the way to the abode of light is going near the sun, or to wherever there's light, and don't go spelunking in caves and get buried under the ground. And if you want to go out into the darkness, you might want to become an astronaut, and then you can get shot out into outer space. It's pretty dark out there except for the light. Can you take them to their places? Do you know the paths to their dwellings? Well, there's lots of little lights inside your brain. Your brain's really dark inside there, but there's lots of lights. They're like little neurons firing off. And you can actually you can travel the universe on the wings of your imagination. And you can even create brand new worlds if you want to. You have my permission as God's wife. Surely you know, for you were already born. You have lived so many years. Huh. I've lived enough years. I've read enough books about people who have lived before me, and I've read a lot of philosophy, and the Celts believed that you actually were alive before, and you traveled down through your DNA lineage, and now here you are again. That's a way of recreating yourself, and they believed it so much so that you could borrow something from someone and then pay it back generations later when you came back again. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of the hail, which I reserve for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? What is the way to the place where the lightning is dispersed, or the place where the east winds are scattered over the earth? Who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain, and a path for the thunderstorm? Well, I guess if there's a God up there controlling it, then when there's a tornado and you choose to live in Tornado Alley or Tornado Zone, you're taking a chance that God's just going to, destroy your house. That's just, if you want to blame it on God. Or just blame it on your own choosing of where you're going to live. To water a land where no man lives, a desert with no one in it. Yeah, because these viruses would still be on the earth even if there wasn't humans, and there would still be storms and lightning and thunder and earthquakes and volcanoes erupting even if there weren't humans telling stories about it on the earth. It'd still be taking place. To satisfy a desolate wasteland and make it sprout with grass. Rain can actually cause desolate wastelands to regenerate. Imagine that. Does the rain have a father who fathers the drops of dew? From whose womb comes the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heavens, when the waters become hard as stone? When the surface of the deep is frozen? Well, somebody, I guess, or something created it all. I guess there's another planet out there that looks like it's starting to form some water under its crust, possibly. Way out there. Can you find the beautiful Pleiades? Can you loose the cords of Orion? I like those names. That sounds Greek. Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons? Or lead out the bear and its cubs? It's like Ursula Major and Ursula Minor. Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. I'm considered a mama bear in some places, but my cubs are their own entities, and sometimes they get grumpy. Do you know the laws of the heavens? Can you set up God's dominion over the earth? God, if I would, I could. If I could, I would. I woulda, shoulda, coulda. My dad said that Jesus is supposed to come back in the last days and set up 1,000-year reign of peace. Wouldn't that be nice? Just 1,000 years of peace and rest. If I had a magic wand, I would just give everybody that. That'd be nice. No more tears, no more hunger, no more weeping. Just happy and fun and love, and no more memories of anything bad. No more bad news. Can you raise your voice to the clouds and cover yourself with a flood of water? Yeah. Do you send the lightning bolts on their way? Sure, go that way. They might not listen to me, but I can raise my voice to the clouds, and then I can go cover myself with a flood of water. Might not happen right at the same time, but I can do that. Do they report to you, here we are? Well, they do when the thunder starts. I can figure there's going to be, where there's thunder, there's lightning. Who endowed the heart with wisdom, or gave understanding to the mind? Who has the wisdom to count the clouds? Well, they are always changing, idiots. Yes, they're always there somewhere in there. They're changing. It's like counting sheep. You just count clouds and sheep before you fall asleep. And count the black sheep in the group too. Who can tip over the water jars of the heavens when the dust becomes hard and the clods of earth stick together? Did you know there's water jars up there in the sky? Do you hunt the prey for the lioness to satisfy the hunger of the lions when they crouch in their dens or lie in wait in a thicket? Well, you do if you're the Tiger King. Who provides food for the raven when its young cry out to God and wander about for lack of food? That's a good one. Once when I was a housekeeper, I was given a tip, and they were 2 stones, and there was a message on one of them. It said, "To feed the bird is to be a host of God." And the other one said, "To live life long, one must live slowly." I thought those were better than a $5 bill, because I still have the stones and the messages, but I don't know what happened to the $5.